Success doesn't announce itself. It doesn't wave its hands or shout for attention. It grows quietly through steady unseen effort. Like a seed buried beneath the soil, the most important work happens out of sight. Slowly, patiently, becoming strong enough to rise when the time is right. But somewhere along the way, we were taught the opposite. We were taught to share everything, to announce every step before we've taken it. And that's where most people lose momentum. Not because they lack ability, but because they give their energy away too early. The more you talk, the less you do. The more you seek applause, the less resilient you become. The Stoics understood this. Focus on what you can control. Release the need for recognition. Silence isn't weakness. Silence is wisdom. If that idea resonates, if you feel drawn toward depth over display, consider subscribing. This channel is for those who value inner strength over outer noise. Now, let's go deeper. Silence isn't always secrecy. Sometimes it's protection. It's how we safeguard the most delicate parts of ourselves. Ideas not yet formed. Dreams still taking shape. Not everything needs to be spoken aloud, especially while it's still growing roots. When you share a dream too early, you don't just invite attention. You invite noise. Other people's doubts, their helpful concerns, their opinions offered without understanding. Worse than criticism is distraction, encouragement that feels supportive, but quietly steals your focus. It's like trying to write a book while 20 people stand over your shoulder, each offering advice before the first sentence is finished. Why do we feel compelled to talk about what we're building? Why do we want to be seen in the process, instead of letting the work speak for itself? Because we want acknowledgement. We want reassurance before results exist. There's nothing wrong with wanting connection. But validation taken too early becomes a substitute for fulfillment. It gives you a temporary high, and that's the danger. Your brain starts treating applause as a reward for work you haven't done yet. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But how can you become anything if your confidence depends on other people's reactions? You know that moment when an idea ignites something inside you. You write notes in the dark. You imagine what it could become. That kind of inspiration is rare. It's sacred. Then you tell someone, and their response is lukewarm, a shrug, a raised eyebrow, a well-meaning that sounds hard. And just like that, the fire dims. Not because they meant harm, but because they weren't equipped to hold it. Plato warned us. Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. Most people speak from opinion, not experience. And here's the dangerous part. Once you talk about your idea, your brain may trick you into thinking you've already made progress. You say, "I'm going to do this." People nod. They say, "That's amazing. It feels good, but it's false progress." Aristotle believed virtue lies in action, not intention. When you speak before you move, you replace momentum with performance. And momentum, once lost, is hard to recover. There's a reason builders work behind walls. Not because they're hiding, but because real building is messy. Dust, mistakes, revisions, foundations torn down and rebuilt. No one applauds a half-laid foundation, but without it, everything above collapses, so the walls stay up not to deceive, but to protect the work while it's still fragile. Socrates warned, "Beware the barrenness of a busy life. When you're constantly showing instead of building, you stay busy performing, never preparing something real." Not every question deserves an answer. Not every curious person deserves access to your plans. Some people ask to support, others ask to compare. Even well-meaning opinions can derail you. They reshape your process, not because it's wrong, but because someone else doesn't understand it. And clarity fades the moment you let opinion guide your direction. Think of your dreams like a flame, not a bonfire, not yet. A small, steady flame. Alive, but vulnerable. Expose it too early to doubt, criticism, or casual skepticism, and it doesn't go out dramatically. It fades quietly, until all that's left are embers. Real accountability isn't about declaring your intentions. It's about keeping your word to yourself when no one is watching. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." So ask yourself, are you building habits or a highlight reel? There's a rare strength in working quietly, in showing up without witnesses, in letting the work become its own reward. That's how resilience is built. That's how something lasting is formed. Momentum doesn't come from attention. It comes from rhythm. from uninterrupted focus, from showing up without explanation. Plato wrote, "The first and best victory is to conquer yourself." That victory is never public. It's earned in silence. Let people misunderstand. Let them speculate. Their assumptions aren't your responsibility. Would you judge a painting before the brush touches the canvas? Then why invite judgment on a goal that doesn't yet exist? Build first. Reveal later. Because when the work is finished whole, solid, undeniable, it speaks louder than any announcement ever could. We live in a world that rewards promises more than results. But execution is what lasts. Talk fades. Delivery endures. Socrates. Said, "The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear." So stop explaining. Stop announcing. Start building. Silence backed by results is power. And when the time comes, you won't need to speak. Your work will do it for you. Thank you for being part of Stoic-Speak, where growth is quiet, but lasting. And remember, the most important changes happen in silence. We'll meet there again soon.